Hey everybody, it's Jonathan Corbett with Real Estate Photography Masterclass, also tried Real Estate Media. Today, I am looking for a new online scheduling service, and I'm interviewing one by one every single person that I can find who's willing to go on an interview with me. And today we have Todd Kivimaki from Spiro, and we're just going to do a little bit of icebreaker. And the format I want to do this in is we're going to do 10 minutes of him just talking about everything about Spiro, and then 10 minutes or so of questions afterwards. But before we get started, what can you tell us about yourself, Todd?
Yeah, hey, Jonathan. It is fabulous to be here today. Thanks for having me on. And everybody, thanks for listening in here today. So a little bit about me. I started my real estate photography business. It's called Wow Video Tours 19 years ago. So I was in college at the time, going to school for computer science, and my parents were selling a home. And I was into video productions, and I thought, while going from house to house with my mom and dad, it's fun to look at people's houses, first off, but secondly, I thought there had to be a better way. Now, way back then, that was like video on the internet was like 320 by 160, but we did it anyways, and we started producing video tours. So I've run that business for 19 years now. We've always written real estate media. So 19 years ago, when I was in college, I wrote probably the first real estate media platform. And I don't know if that's true or not, but 19 years ago was the first version of what we call Spiro now. And it, of course, has changed over the years, and it was fresh about 2 years ago. But we've always managed our real estate media company with software. And it's always been a goal of ours to shoot as many houses as possible. So last year we shot just over 12,000 properties. We have 24 photographers in the field. Cover Ohio and the surrounding states, and then have a location in Charlotte, North Carolina. And when we decided to rebuild the software, we had enough people that asked us about the software that we knew we had to build it into a environment where more people could use it. We launched last November in Las Vegas at PMRE, and we've been enjoying every moment since. So I own a real estate media company, Wow Video Tours. I also own Spiro, Spiro.media, and we actively are pursuing both.
Awesome. I really like to hear that you're on the front lines yourself, and that you come, from real estate photography rather than from a little bit outside the industry, just looking to see perhaps what you can do to make money off us, rather than provide value for the industry from the inside. All right. Well, I will go ahead and get this timer out here, and forgive me if I am have my head down while he's talking. I am going to be switching my own scheduling system, and one of the people I'm interviewing is going to be the system that I go with. So here is your 10 minutes. It
Sounds
starts
good.
now, and I look forward to it, sir.
Great, thank you. So first off, I'm not a big, strong pitch person. So I am you, the listener out there. So I get what you go through every day. I've probably shot 10,000 houses in my career to begin with. So everything that we do in the system is tied back to pain that we felt in the past. So we have screwed something up in the past at our real estate media company, and we have found ways to manage that in software. So, I'm going to go over some of the high points today. I would be happy to go over these with you. You can have a direct line to me. I would do this with you in person. And this takes a little bit more time than the 10 minutes. And I know I'm on the clock right now, but I think it's valuable to say that your business is a little bit different than everyone else's. And while we're all the same, I have no problem taking the time, and I look forward to understanding your business and your goals, because that's important for yourself, your family, and then what you're going to accomplish. So with real estate media software, we have developed a platform with Spiro that manages everything that you do in the entire pipeline of your business. So everything from placing the order through the delivery. And some of those highlights I just want to hit today, so that you know what we can do. So basically, again, we created this platform to manage our growing real estate media company. And so the first thing is you have to be able to place orders, and your clients need to come in and they need to be able to buy services from you. And our goal at Wow is to sell more. So we track our average sale price, our ASP, and we developed in the platform a way that you can sell more during the ordering process. So first off, during the ordering process, it starts in selling in bundles. So we bundle items together. If you're going to drive out there and if the homeowners are going to clean the house, let's just not sell them photos only. Let's try to get them to buy bundles of products. I always recommend a large, medium, and small. A lot of real estate photographers come to me and they have the photography or the photo and drone, and that's great. But real estate agents think in terms of a listing size. So a luxury bundle, an essential bundle, the quick shoot bundle. So you can bundle your services and that will help your average sale price. Then you have additional upsells during the process so they can add on products. That's a second way that the system helps you sell more. And then lastly, you can do a pop-up offer. That's optional. But you can pop something up in front of their face and ask them if they would like to accept an offer. So that's one thing that's unique about us. Another thing is we've grown our real estate media company in brokerage deals. So we have relationships with a broker and they are paying for a portion of the media. And we have grown exponentially over the years. When I look at our growth chart, the times that we've just shot up like crazy is the times that we've signed new deals. So when you have a broker saying, hey, you should use XYZ media company, it's a lot more powerful than you going to them and selling from the bottom up. We have a deal that we've had for 10 years now that they do over 1,600 shoots a year with us. And we bill the company, the brokerage, a portion, and then the agents can choose to pay for additional services. Well, all that needs to be tracked and the company needs invoiced and the agent maybe pays before download. And the system does all that. It puts out a beautiful spreadsheet. For those of you that think a spreadsheet can be beautiful, but it gives a nice spreadsheet to the company, the brokerage, so that they can put it on the broker bill. So all that's built in. I won't go into too much of that right now, but if you're selling from the bottom up and approaching individual agents, just think about the power when you go into a broker and a broker says, yes, I believe in your media because I want my agents to sell more. And I want my recruitment director to be able to recruit more agents. That's how a broker grows a market share. But now I have all of these brokers out there saying, hey, you should use WOW, and we have this agreement. So the system accommodates all of that, and that's very unique to us. With automatic scheduling, it would do everything and more you would expect. So it ties into your Google Calendar. It knows what service areas you travel to. If you're managing a team of photographers, we manage 24. It manages all the needs. So it knows what days of the week they work and what service areas. It knows what photographers won't go downtown or they have disallowed zones. So you can say, I'll go here, but I won't go there. You can disallow gaps in your day. How many of you out there hate a gap in your day? Yeah, I've been there, done that. 2 hours in the middle of the day. What am I going to do? I'm going to go sit at, Panera or Starbucks or in my car. You can disallow gaps. You can limit the number of miles between jobs. So you don't want to drive 60 miles between jobs, just limit it. And then that order will have to pick a different day. So there is a ton of granularity in it. And again, it's things that we've had to accommodate with our real estate media company and the software does it. So you can get very specific on what you'll do and what you won't do. If you are managing a team, the software knows what photographer has a drone, what doesn't. It's not great to send a photographer to a job that has drone on it and they're not a drone photographer. You kind of look silly. So we manage all of that for you. Communication is another big thing that we streamline for you. So not only can your agents, your realtors be tied in and they receive text messages, it's all included, but they can add their homeowner. Okay, so another pain point, how many of you love to walk into a house that's not ready? Yet no one. So let's put the homeowner on the order. Let's send them text messages. Let's get them a welcome message that has a link to your getting ready checklist. Because when they have that, you walk in, the house is prepared. They get reminders. They get it one day before and one appointment before reminders. This all integrates into a central system. So if you're an owner out there and you're managing photographers, you can see where your photographers are at in the field, what the status is when they've checked in, when they're running late, how much time on site. So you have a lot of power at your fingertips. Flexible payment options. So do you want paid before the order is submitted, before someone downloads their media, or do you want to invoice someone on a weekly or monthly level? Or do you want to have a system default where you can do pay before download? That's probably the most popular in the industry. It safeguards you. But what if you have an agent that's does a lot of volume with you, and they say, oh, Todd, I really don't want to pay before every download. It's just, I would just send me a monthly invoice. My accountant wants it that way. You could go into their account and you could put them as a pay monthly or a pay weekly. So everybody can be a little bit different. We've learned over the years that every agent has different needs, and accommodating them will keep them sticky in your system, especially accommodating those VIPs will keep them in your system. It's the 80-20 rule or the 90-10 rule, just like any industry, but 20% of the agents out there do 80% of the volume. So if you can accommodate the VIPs, then, that can be a huge increase into the volume of your business. So Jonathan, is there a way, I'm not seeing the time clock here. I'm wondering, I know we went to one screen. What?
Yeah, so I just have the time clock here, and we'll put it
there.
In
it is.
post.
Perfect.
But you got plenty of time. Yeah, you got plenty of time.
Good deal. Okay, I'll keep going down my list.
All right.
So the next thing that we knew we had to have was task management, and this is one that streamlines all of the tasks that are associated with the services that you do. So many of you out there are out there shooting, and you have a team that's shooting, and you have editors, and you maybe have a virtual assistant. Okay, so you get back at the end of the day and you have raw assets on your card. So do your photographers. So they have to go somewhere because you have to get them halfway across the world to your editors. Okay, so how are you managing that? Are you sharing them? Are you typing out an email? What if you work with a team of editors? What if one editor is better than another, and you send editor A all of your VIPs and all of your higher $ listings? What if editor A can only do 10? Now you're tracking all this information. And not only that, but the editor has to get it. And then when they're done with it, what are they sending you back? A Dropbox link, a box.com? Are they sending you a link and you have to download it? Maybe your QC team then goes and grabs it, and they're managing it in a different platform. And then do they upload it back into your content management? Well, we've built out tasks where you basically add building blocks of task workflows onto each service. So when you shoot photography, what needs done? Well, someone needs to edit the photos and they need to upload them back into the system. Okay, that's what an editor would get. And then somebody needs to be assigned a task to quality control the photos. Okay, and then after that, someone needs to release the media back out in a delivery email. And that might coincide with if you're shooting video or 3D or house plan or floor plans, or maybe there's a twilight to be done. So on a given day at WOW, say we have 65 jobs on a day. That would correlate to probably 400 different tasks. And we've built out a task management platform that does all of that for you. So auto assigning, well, first off, auto creating the Dropbox folders that you'll put the media into. It automatically shares that with the editor or team of editors. You can have a queue, many editors, and it would assign them based on priority. It would automatically share that with them. They would get their jobs. They see any instructions you set. They see a due date. If you have a rush, many of us have rush. Like, hey, if you order our normal delivery, say it's 4 p.m., but if you order rush, I'll get it to you by 10 a.m. It can accommodate a rush, so it knows which ones to prioritize. All of that is managed for you so that you can look, and as the business owner, you can look at a dashboard and see a level, and you say, okay, we're 65% done with all of the tasks from yesterday. It's 10 a.m. We're feeling good. Okay, great. We're on the way. Okay, what doesn't need done? What doesn't have media uploaded? So we do all of that for you. We could not shoot 12,000 jobs a year if we did not manage that, because you're always thinking, what did I not do? Did I forget Cindy's photos? Did I forget Tom's photos? So on and so forth. And that's super powerful.
We're right about 30 seconds if you want to wrap things up.
Yeah. Lastly, automatic video editing. So this is a feature. So we shoot about 8,000 videos a year. We used to have human editors. We don't anymore. I'll just tease that one, literally not one human editor. And it's done automatically inside the system. That's an add-on, but that's a quick splash there, cool, Jonathan, of what the system can do.
Awesome. Thank you. And that is time's up. Perfect timing. Honestly, I was really impressed with that presentation. I'm not one who is necessarily polite just because I like to keep up appearance. I was genuinely impressed there. I
Thank
had
you.
never heard of Spiro until about 2 weeks ago. All you ever hear about is 2 or 3 main companies. So I kind of imagine that Spiro must not be very serious or something like that. And I'm completely wrong there. You guys are honestly far more advanced than some of the people you hear more often about. And people
Thank
need
you.
to learn more about you. So not only do you have the scheduling, but all the advanced features. One question I have there, and I assume you have it. If someone adds on a twilight session, do you automatically schedule it for the sunset in your area?
So that we don't. So it's
Okay.
not taking that and doing 2 different appointments. The short answer is no to that, Jonathan.
That's no problem. Thank you for answering honestly, frankly.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this would roll into my next question. You guys have a lot of features. It's a very great platform, it sounds like. But if there wasn't a feature that someone would like implemented, how long does it usually take you guys to turn something around? Now, first of all, you have to decide that it's a good decision to do. So if someone requests it, that doesn't mean you're putting it in. But if you say, yeah, twilight shot scheduling would probably be a good thing because that is kind of expected, how quickly do you think you and the team could get that implemented?
Yeah, great question. So I have a fabulous development team. When we rebuilt this, I rebuilt a team, and it's on the latest, structure. I won't bore you all with what it's sitting on, the technology it's sitting on, but we're very responsive to what our users want. That's what's made the system successful in the past with building it to what WOW needs. And then over the last almost year building, hearing what the users need. That is a little bit of a loaded question, Jonathan, because some of it depends on how many people want it. And then there's always infrastructure of what does the architecture allow us to do. We feel like we have a very flexible platform. We've had requests that people have submitted in, and the next day it's been done.
Okay.
Now, not everything's that. I don't want to set those expectations. Good development does take time, but we are very aware of what our clients want and what you need to run your business.
What would you consider a long time? For example, like, sometimes a specific feature may take us a long time to implement because it needs to be tested. It's a little bit more complex. What, in your opinion, would be a long time for your team to implement something?
Yeah. So when we built out the task management system, which I think is a very complex system, it does something that it's doing things that no one else is doing. That took us about 4 months with testing. So that was a heads down. That took 4 months. That literally streamlined our business. That I would consider that to be a long time.
All right, good. So 4 months, honestly, is not that long. I have made requests from other platforms before to say, hey, can I just get a 30-day, ticket so that I can send it off to my more long-term, bigger end clients, and they just never implemented it. So yeah, 4 months is much better than never for sure. Let me just ask a few other questions that are going to be some basics.
Sure.
The standard that I'm going by is about 100 shoots a month.
Okay.
For 100 shoots a month at Spiro, how much would it cost somebody to use your service?
Yeah, so we are a simple pricing. We got a lot of feedback in of what people wanted. We're not a credit. We're not a monthly. You're going to be a flat $5 per each job that goes through. So 100 shoots a month, you're $500 to us. And that is just simple pricing that we're doing. We host it for a year. It includes all the text messaging. It includes use of everything. The only thing that there'd be a little asterisk, Jonathan, would be the video editing. That's a feature that we're still, we use it, but we're still getting feedback from users out there in the field. That would be an additional charge.
Does this include things like a website and materials that the agent can print out? And do the photographers have an opportunity to add that where the agent has to pay for it?
Good question. So I completely missed that because I almost assume it's included in every system, but yes, you can build a property website. There's 4 different templates. There's a very easy to use download page for your agents to use. There's a media library page.
That comes free with a $5?
That's included.
Okay.
And then it
Because
also included the 5.
yeah, because sometimes it's not included and we would have to pay extra for that. So thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. And then the last thing that's included is marketing content. So flyers, postcards, social media templates, where your clients can click in, and it's your beginner Canva if you will, like kind of explanation. They click, they change a photo, they click, they say it's sold and not just listed. All of that's included for the $5 fee.
And what do your terms of service say about what Spiro does with the rights to our images, but also the security and privacy of our clients?
Yeah, great question. So this is a hot button topic. Great question, Jonathan. So I talked to my attorney, it was about 2 weeks ago that, the Aerial thing came out. And I called Matt and I said, hey, Matt, this is what's going on. This is not my goal. It's not my goal to sell. It's my goal to grow software. I want to make sure our users are protected. So we have revamped and the draft will be done probably by the time this hits, or the final copy will be submitted. But basically that's your media. Now we do have something in there that, because we're displaying the media on your behalf. So there's language in there that we're able to display it on the pages you create. We'll never use it without your permission. There's no worldwide, there's none of those perpetuity rights. Like, it's your media. We don't want it. We have to store it for you. You have to display it on your behalf. So there is language there. The second thing, and probably the more important thing, is your data, because that's what everybody's thinking about now. So everybody had a general data usage in there and acquisition. We have rewritten that. That's general legal terms when you have an attorney draft something up. We actually took it out and I said, Matt, I want our users to feel protected. And if we ever sold, and again, it's not my goal, but I want to handcuff myself that the data doesn't go along, or our users have to give permission to whoever buys the company to actually use and get the data. He wrote it up. I read through it, and it's kind of funny. So I was reading through. I'm like, okay, Matt. So I'm reading through it. So basically, if Zillow wants to give me $35 million for the platform, I kind of screwed myself out of it. And he goes, yeah, basically, Todd. He's like, but I see what you're doing. I'm like, good. That's what we want to do. So the data is your data. If we sold, I can't sell your data. You would have to say, yes, Todd, you can give this data over. And that's our stance.
All right. That's fantastic. Thank you, because I think I've been doing a little bit of research on every platform, and there are some that I have considered in the past that actually have wild terms of service, and we'll get to that in other interviews. But Spiro, man, you guys really seem to be hitting all the boxes, and that's one of the reasons why I'm so happy to have you here. I have an Excel spreadsheet actually of different columns and which ones so yeah, you guys are doing great, and thank you for getting rid of the credit system, because it just feels so dishonest to me. It feels like you're trying to pull a fast one and trick me. So obviously, you've got your fingerprints on the pulse of the market. You understand photographers. You understand videographers, primarily because you are one yourself. Is there any chance that the data could be encrypted, or is it just going to remain a legal agreement?
Explain that one layer deeper, Jonathan. Is that encrypted in the terms of a sale, or just encrypted on the database?
So when a similar thing went down with Twitter, the Twitter files, not to get any political or something, but it came out this originally Twitter had claimed that they could not read private messages. And then it came out that they could, and in fact were. So a lot of people felt like that wasn't safe. So you can never trust what people are doing behind the scenes. Even if someone's trying to be as honest and transparent as they can, some people just lie. Well, one thing that Twitter is now doing is working on encrypting all of the private messaging, so that even if people at Twitter want to try to read your private messaging, they can't do it. So would it be possible to have some type of encryption where our client's information is not readable by you guys, only by us?
Yeah, it's interesting. Anything's possible. I always tell.
That's a big ask, I realize, but I like to think outside the box here.
Yeah, anything's possible, quite honestly. I feel very confident that our development team can accomplish anything. If that's a concern of our users, I'm more than happy to take a look at it. And there's always pros and cons with any type of move you make with software. So I can't think of what it would be right now, but if your data is encrypted, the times that we would need to help you from a support level, then your data is encrypted. So yes, long story short, yes, it will be possible. You're the first person that brought it up, so I always love those. I love to jot these down. We put them on our idea board. And then we would just want to know what our users want out there and what they feel comfortable with.
Awesome. Well, it's been a pretty heavy interview. I don't hold back any punches, but you have been great. We still have a minute left, so I'd like to take the last minute and just say, tell us a little bit more about yourself, a little bit more of the fun part of Spiro, and where you guys are looking for in the future, where you guys are planning on going. And ideally, one thing I like to hear from people is, do you want more business? Are you looking to grow? Are you guys looking to be one of the competitors for the #1 spot in online management for real estate photographers?
Yeah, thank you for that. So a little bit about me. I live in the cornfields of Northwest Ohio. I tell everybody I live a pretty simple life. I have 3 kids, a beautiful wife, and hobbies. I work, I play with my kids, and church is important to me. I was born and raised in the same little community. I've traveled a lot. We are in big cities that we operate out of. But I'm a pretty simple person, Jonathan. And some of you might be meeting me for the first time. You're like, yeah, everybody says that. But I think those of you that get to know me are like, yeah, he's pretty transparent, and he's pretty simple. We do want to grow. We have a core value at our company, Wow Video Tours, and it is that we do want to grow, and we want to grow out Spiro too. We think we have, for the lack of a better term, we think we have a better mousetrap that will make you more money, will simplify your life, and that just does things that no one else has thought about, because we felt the pain. We came up with a solution because it was a problem. So we do want to grow, and that is a goal of ours, to grow into a platform and to help other real estate photographers out there. If they want to grow to 12,000, great, let's help them get there. Not all of you do, but let's streamline your life and get you more time with your family. We can do that too.
Awesome. One last question I did have. Do you guys have the ability? One thing I would really like is a simple reminder where, if I haven't spoken or been in contact with a client in a while, either because they haven't ordered or because maybe they've switched photographers and haven't been using me, do you guys have any type of ability to notify me of that so that I can stay in touch and follow up with clients?
Yeah, good question. So we have a report right now that we call it days since last order. So you can pull a report. You can say, how many days has it been since someone ordered? So your VIPs, if they haven't ordered in like 15 days, you better call them. But your normal realtors, it might be 60 days. It might be 90 days this year. So you can pull that report, Jonathan, print it off, and then you can decide what your outreach is based on the number of days since they've placed an order with you.
Okay. Cool. Thank you. I am very impressed. So Spiro is certainly on the table for me. Now, in closing, where can everybody go to look at Spiro for themselves?
Yeah, you can just visit Spiro. That's Spiro.media. You can sign up to do a demo with myself, or you can sign up for free. It's free to sign up. You can get in, use the system. We preload some data in there so you can try some things out. So also my cell phone's on there. I'm 419-210-5076. That literally comes to my cell phone. So let me know if you need me, and I'd be happy to show you around.
So that is very serious. Okay. Wow. Yeah. You are not joking at all. All right. Well, thanks, Todd. And I really enjoyed this. So I hope you have great success with this. I think you have certainly earned it.
Thanks, Jonathan. Appreciate the time. And thanks, everybody, for tuning in.